Hey, good evening. Hopefully that's working. Move that over there. Hello, another sleepless night. uh, but at least I'm not in pain today. I just wasn't feeling well, still from the other day and yesterday, so I slept pretty much all day today, and I realized, wow, I didn't get any videos edited, I didn't get anything done. So just to have some kind of content up, I figured I would just do another live episode real quick. And this one may only go for like an hour. We'll see how it goes. Echo. We'll see how it goes. Get my drink up here. And I don't know if anyone will come in. If they do, great. If not, we'll just maybe I'll listen to some music today. Maybe I won't. I don't know. I got a weird message because that was like the first time I've done music in a while on this channel. So I get this message from YouTube, this morning when the episode finally rendered and went up from last night's live stream. And it was like, hey, this isn't a copyright strike. You're not in trouble. But now your video, it may be monetized by a company of a song you played. And I'm like, well, I played like 20 songs last night, but I guess only one got flagged. So, hey, that's cool, I guess. So whoever, I doubt that video is going to make a ton of money for you, but if it does, congratulations, enjoy the 50 cents or whatever that you might make from views and stuff. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. I just didn't know what else to do today. I recorded, thank you for the 2 thumbs up, by the way, already. And hello, everyone who's here or anyone who's here. Echo, seriously, dude, what's up? You gonna come right next to me to like itch like that? You just got a bath too. I got him a new shampoo because he has dry skin. And I thought it would help, but then he was sleeping and then he came over here and just sat right next to me and started itching. And now he's bringing his food in here from his food bowl, dropping it on the ground, making a little pile, and now he's eating it and crunching it right next to me. Good boy, Echo. All right. Hello, everyone. Hey, 3 thumbs up. A couple people in here. Hi. What's up? Hey, stupid unicycle. How's it going? I'm doing well. Thank you very much. I hope you're doing well. I hope everyone who's in here is doing well. Yeah, like I said, if you just got here, I did record a couple things today, but I did them this morning and then I started not feeling well. And so I just basically been asleep all day. And so I got to work tomorrow morning. So I screwed up my work schedule big time, but I figured why not? Hey, Sandra, how's it going? I'm doing well. I hope you are too. Thanks for popping in here. So I was like, well, I want some video to go up today. And I was trying to look for something to edit really quickly. And I said, you know what? Just do a live stream. And then, that'll buy you like another day or two to edit some stuff. But I can also talk about some things I want to do on this channel that will be coming up. One of which is Batman Day is coming up in September. And as some of you know, I think I aired these on briefly on my Patreon back when I had Patreon, and then I took them down. But I did interviews with Sam Liu and also Brendan Vietti, who do DC animated stuff. And they worked on a cartoon that I really love called The Batman that came out back in like 2005. And so, or 2004. So last year was its 15th anniversary, and I was able to record an interview with them. And I have all that footage, and I have some, footage from the show itself. So I think for Batman Week this year, which is September 19th, the week leading up to it, I think I'm going to do a video a day. Stop, dude. What are you doing? Come here. You want to say hi to everyone? Oh, okay, fine, whatever. I'm like, hey, come here, and he runs under the bed. So I think for the week of Batman Week, I might drop a video a day for the cartoon The Batman. I think I'm going to do a top 3 episodes per season for Monday through Friday. And then on Saturday and Sunday will be my part 1 and part 2 with my interviews with Sam Liu and Brendan Vietti. So, and those are mostly edited. I'm just going to do the video version instead of the audio version. So I'll have to make some tweaks to it. But overall, I think it'll be fun. And so the week of Batman Day, September 19th, the week leading up to it, you'll get a lot of DC Batman content from me. Yeah, the 2004 show, yes. I really like that show. I remember when it came. I mean, I love, obviously, the original Batman animated series from the 90s more. But that show I really liked. When it came out, I liked it. I bought all the toys. I collected all the figures, and like the Batcave was the best Batcave they've ever made a toy out of. It was like 3 feet tall, and there was like levels to it. You could put the Batmobile on the first level. You had the Bat computer on the top level, and there was all these like different. There was like a jail cell you can put Joker in on the second or third level. It was awesome. So hey, Sandra. So Sandra liked it, and Stupid Unicycle likes it. We are currently talking about just anything, just whatever. This is a Seek and Destroy episode, so we're just talking about random stuff. But I was just saying that the week of Batman Day on September 19th, I'll be doing a 7 days of Batman videos, and it'll be focused on the cartoon show called The Batman from 2004. So that's all. That's all I was just talking about. Hey, what's up, Christian? How's it going? Thank you all for being here. By the way, thanks for the thumbs up and everything. We're not going to go 2.5 hours tonight. We'll probably just go an hour. But yeah, I'm just tired. I'm not feeling too good today, and I've been asleep all day pretty much. I woke up a little bit earlier and I played some Batman Arkham Origins because I had to finish it and beat it. So now that I have all the footage, actually, I'll probably be let's download that right now from my Twitch so I don't forget. That way I can have all that footage because I might do a video game review of that. Speaking of video game reviews, I have video game reviews for God of War recorded, Resident Evil 1 remake, Resident Evil 2 remake, and Resident Evil 3 remake. So all 4 of those reviews will go up on my gaming channel, but I'll probably also post them here on this channel as Seek and Destroy episodes. So just a heads up for those of you out there who want to hear me talk about some video games. I thought about reviewing some, so we're going to do those 4 for now, and then maybe in October I'll review 4 more. So these 4, I'll edit them and I'll probably start putting them up in next week or September at the latest. And then the month after that in October, I'll try to get a Final Fantasy VII remake review up and a Batman Arkham Origins review and things like that. So yeah, so I'm working on stuff. It's not all posted yet. A lot of the videos I've recorded lately are going to take a little bit more editing than what I'm used to. So that's why tonight I just didn't feel like editing. I was like, let's do a live episode and then we're good. Then I can rest. So yes. So how's everyone else doing? Thank you for the 5 thumbs up. Appreciate it. How's everyone else doing? Yes, last night we were talking about music. We were playing music and stuff, and maybe we'll do a little bit of that. If you guys have any comments or topics you want to discuss. I did pick up some comics this last week. I didn't have a ton of money, but I did pick up the newest Spawn book. I haven't read it yet, haven't had time. And I also picked up Mega Man, Fully Charged by Boom Studios. I really like Mega Man. I'm a huge fan, and when I heard they were doing a comic book, I was very excited. And then when I saw the art style, I was blown away. Like, this art is awesome. It's very cool for Mega Man. I really dug the visuals, so that's what made me buy it. I have no idea if the story's good. I don't know what version of Mega Man it's based on. I have no idea whatsoever. But when I saw it, I had to have it. They had a cool like metal cover, like a metallic cover, and I really wanted to buy it, but my comic store only had 2 copies left, and the covers were like folded down, like they were highly damaged. And I was like, well, I'm not going to pay full price for a damaged book like that. Like, no way. So I just got this regular cover. You love the animation style in that show? Me too. Have you ever played Spider-Man Web of Shadows? It's inaccurate lore, but my God, it's entertaining. Yes, I have. I have played that game numerous times. We've talked about that on the show. I don't know if I've made an episode dedicated just to Web of Shadows, but I have made video game Spider-Man and Venom episodes on Venom Vlog, and we've definitely talked about that on there. It's funny because I know I don't expect everyone to watch all 550 videos that I've made on Venom Vlog. I definitely don't expect that from anyone. So when I meet people that have watched them all, I'm blown away. But even watching them all, it's hard to keep track of everything. So I made a playlist of the history of Venom, and it's all of the comics of Venom in order, in chronological order. And so that way, if people later on want to just hear about the history of Venom in comics, there's a whole playlist on my channel for them. But we've covered a lot. It's funny when people go like, have you covered this yet? Have you talked about this yet? I'm like, we're 550 episodes in, so yeah, what do you think we've been talking about this whole time? But Web of Shadows, I have not made a proper video on that yet, so I got to get to that at some point. They were doing I didn't know they were doing a Mega Man comic at all either. Yeah, I'll let you know how it is. I'll probably do a review of it. I'll probably wait till issues 2 and 3 come out. I think it's going to be 6 issues. So I'll do one video on issues 1, 2, and 3, and then a second video on 4, 5, and 6 when those come out and stuff. So sorry, playing it right now. I love this game so much. Which one? The Web of Shadows one. That's a good one. I'm gonna look and see. I just love the game so much. Yeah, like I said, we haven't made a proper so there's a video idea I have for like the history of Venom in video games. because we've talked about some video games with Venom in them, like Maximum Carnage. We did a video on that. We did a video on Ultimate Spider-Man, the video game, and obviously I did a full playthrough of the current Spider-Man game that came out recently. So all of those we've covered, but obviously there's been a ton of other games with Venom in them. So, and Web of Shadows being one of them. And even though we've mentioned it a bunch of times on the show, I haven't made a video dedicated just to that game. So at some point next season, season 5 of Venom Vlog, after we get past episode 600, it's an idea I have for that season. So it'll probably be a video that comes out closer to the second movie next summer. This year, this season, we have like 40 episodes left of this season. I'm trying to get through all the Flash Thompson stuff, or at least most of it, because once we get through that, there's not a lot of Venom stuff to talk about left in the comic books. So then I'm going to have to jump into video games and other things at that point. So we'll try to get a lot of the Flash Thompson stuff done now, and then next season we'll cover video games and the Mike Costa run of Venom, and then the Carnage series that came out by Jerry Conway, and that'll be all next season. So, and that'll bring us right up to the movie. So the weird thing is going to be after the second movie comes out, I imagine, based on my plan and my schedule that I made, because I've scheduled out 666 episodes of Venom Vlog, and that should take us pretty much up until the movie, if we get all those episodes in there. So after that, it's going to be really tough to make Venom content, because I will have covered all the comic books, we'll have covered the video games, we'll have covered cartoons. So it's going to be really tough to to do that. So to make content after the second movie. So hopefully that's why the Venom Vlog is going to expand after the second movie. And we're going to, obviously we're going to talk about Morbius. And when we get more Morbius news, we'll talk about Morbius. But I think they're talking about Kraven the Hunter movie again. And there's Spider-Verse 2. All of those I'm going to cover on the Venom Vlog, because they're all going to be part of the Sony shared universe. And so we'll cover all that stuff on the Venom Vlog. So there will be a time where Venom Vlog will be a little bit about Venom, and it'll be more about these other characters. And we're going to cover Spider-Man 3, whatever that movie is going to be called, because now that Spider-Man's in the same, can be shared in the same universe with Venom, I want to start covering that. And if they do Sinister 6, we'll cover that. So all that stuff's going to be on the Venom Vlog, but after the second Venom movie comes out. 600. I have, we're at 560 right now, episodes. So yeah, episode 600 will be the end of season 4, and 601 will be the start of season 5 of the show. We do 150 episode seasons. So yeah, we've covered a lot on the show. The voice of Venom in Web of Shadows is terrifying. Yeah, he's good. There's a lot of good Venom voices out there. Flash is really the high points of modern Venom. And that's why I'm trying to take my time with doing this and covering all the Flash Thompson stories. Although all the stuff Bendis did with him in Guardians of the Galaxy, I'm probably just going to make one video on that, because I don't anticipate that being very good. Thanks, man. I'm glad you enjoyed the content. Excited for all that. Doing amazing. Thank you, Sandra. I appreciate that. I'm trying. I mean, it's not easy. And especially with my current job, I talked to a friend of mine about this, recently, about my friend Gene, when we did our DC fandom videos. I have one more of those left, and I'm going to try to edit that tomorrow night and get that up ASAP. And then I got my 3 Jokers review I'm going to put up this week too. So you'll get 2 DC videos this week. And then I'll probably get 2 Venom vlogs done later in the week. So won't be a lot of content on the channel this week, but I'll do my best, obviously. And if I get to go home early from work any days, I'll try to put some work into more editing and stuff like that for you guys. But my job it's kind of intense. It's outside, in the heat, in the rain, and all this stuff. It's talking incessantly for the whole time. And my shifts usually run from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. So it's usually like a 10-hour day roughly, or a 9-hour day. But sometimes they usually ask you, hey, can you stay an hour later? So you stay till 7, you end up working 10 hours. So it's 10 hours of talking and standing and being in the heat and being in the rain and all that stuff. And it physically, with my health, and even if I didn't have health problems, I feel like it would still wear me out because of my age, because I'm getting older. So it's tough. It can be tough on me. So sometimes I just come home, I shower, and I walk my dog, and I go right to bed. So I don't get a lot done. And then what's worse about planning stuff, I used to be able to schedule things like interviews and videos, like Parasite podcast interviews. I could schedule them 2, 3 weeks in advance, because I knew what my schedules were from work, or before with COVID, I didn't have a work schedule, so I could do a lot then. But now, like, I worked Sunday, and it wasn't until like Sunday at like 3 p.m. that I got my schedule for this week. So I up until 3 p.m. on Sunday, I thought I was going to work Monday. I was like, I might have to work tomorrow, and I don't feel good. And I'm like, what's going to happen? And then at 3 p.m., I got my schedule for the next week. I'm like, so my supervisor does not make schedules weeks in advance. Because I think we're on a week to week basis because of COVID. So I'm not blaming him for anything. I think it's just a week by week basis. We got to see how much money we make during the week, and that dictates how many hours we get the next week. So it's not something that's going to change. So I get my schedule for the next week on Sunday, and it's a bummer because I can't plan stuff now. If I get a schedule and it says, "Hey, you're off Thursday and Monday," it's like, okay, well, I can rest tomorrow, and then I can try to make an interview for Thursday. And if I can't, I can spend all day Thursday recording and editing. So a lot of times when you see my videos, I record them all in one day. Like, I'll record 7 or 8 videos in one day. And then I go, okay, if I get home early enough from work, I can edit this video and post it. And that's why my schedule's been all sporadic. I thought once I got a job again, I could come up with a more concrete schedule, but the job I have is not a normal job. So I can't come up with a proper uploading schedule, sadly. Can't wait, Seek, to do whatever makes you happy. Well, hanging out with you guys makes me happy. Doing videos is fun, and I'm trying to distract myself from stuff. Life is, tough right now. Finances are tough, so and I'm trying to put in extra hours, even if it hurts me physically. Like, I might have to have surgery on my shoulder, so you'll see in some videos you might not see this hand move around a lot, because it seems like I popped this shoulder out of joint. So it dislocated like a year and a half ago. I think it was right before or right after I injured my back at work. So and I've been dealing with it ever since it got popped back in. But now it seems like I might have rotator cuff damage, and so my arm, I can't like fully rotate it around, and it's also and it's just in pain. I'm in pain a lot, especially when I am at work, because sometimes I'll work events or games with kids and people, and I'll have like basketballs. I'm like shoot basketballs or pass basketballs to each other, and that injures my shoulder even more. So, and I try to just dribble and shoot with one arm, and it's like, it's not all, sometimes you just can't do it. So yeah, it's a little bit, it's a little tough, but other than that, I'm fine. Echo's good. We're doing all right. And I hope you guys are too. Yeah, health over everything. Well, not for me. I mean, I constantly put my health second, which is dumb, I know, but I don't know, just how I am. Make sure you take care of your health. I mean, I do what I can, but I sometimes don't. I'll be honest with you. I don't know why. Like, I was talking to my mom. I guess it's just because my mom does it too. My mom's older, and yet she still works 2 jobs, and she's stressed all the time, and she like puts herself through it because she has to pay the bills. And my brother doesn't have a job right now, so she has to work double, to help them out and stuff. And my brother is now doing stuff where he's like selling things on eBay to make money. So it's not easy for a lot of people right now in the world. My friend Gene today just told me, like me, when I first applied for disability, he got denied. This was his second time applying, and just like me, I applied once, they rejected me, and then I went and got notes from my doctors and everything, and applied again, and they rejected me. He got rejected too. That's what happens a lot of times when you have what people call an invisible ailment or invisible disease. They just look at you and go, well, you sound normal and you look like you can physically do things. So, what's the problem? And it's like, well, here's what the doctor says. And they're like, okay, great. Well, here are your limitations. Go find a job like this that, like get a telemarketing job or they recommend, just crappy stuff. And yeah, sometimes you don't want to do those jobs, but sometimes that's all you can do. Like, I don't know if I'm really qualified to do the job I'm doing right now as far as health goes, but I'm enduring and I'm pushing the best I can. But I'm not gonna be able to do it for much longer. So I might have to try to find something later, but like tearing tickets at a toll booth, like I'm qualified to do that. During the day, I don't know if I could at night because car lights coming at me could, cause a seizure or something. So there we have limitations, but unfortunately not enough limitations to where we would always, be able to get on disability. So my friend Gene got turned down, and now because of that, he has no money coming in. He's not sure if he's going to be able to keep a roof over his head, if he's going to be able to pay his cell phone bills or anything like that. And it's a shame. It sucks because he's a good dude. And I told him, I was like, if I had some money, I would give it to you. I'm actually looking at selling some stuff on eBay myself because my brother's been doing it lately and he's been having some success. So I am looking at some of my Transformer collection and some of my other toys and some of my Lego stuff that I have in my closet. And I'm thinking about doing like a toy sale at some point on eBay, or locally, seeing if I can find anyone locally that wants to buy stuff, on like, you know, not well, Reddit. I guess I could probably post something on Reddit and see if anyone in Orlando wants to buy some toys. So yeah, I don't know. We'll figure something out. But those are the things we got to do to survive, right? What are your thoughts on Chadwick Boseman's death? I mean, well, I don't like it, obviously. I just found out yesterday, so I didn't know about it when it happened. I think I was a day late because I think it happened, what, 2 days ago, maybe. But I found out yesterday, right before I did a live stream yesterday, and today I read a little bit more about it and about his colon cancer and all that, and it sucks. Like, God, like, you don't think about that stuff. I mean, like I said yesterday on my live stream yesterday, um, he kept it private, and you got to respect that because in Hollywood it's really hard to keep anything a secret. Your life is like out there. People, dig for stuff and look for stuff on you. And I remember seeing comments of people saying, "Wow, he looks so skinny in Endgame and stuff." And I'm like, "Yeah, he did, but it was one scene." I just figured, he probably just wasn't working out because he's not filming, you know, um, Black Panther 2 yet or anything like that. So I just thought it was something simple like that. I had no idea he was battling for his life. And so no, the guy was awesome. Like, he was an awesome dude. And he's talented. I mean, go watch his movies outside of Black Panther. I saw people yesterday in the comments just being like, he was the best Black Panther. And I agree of all that stuff, but go watch his other movies. Like, I noticed that too. Like, I think I surprised some people when I told them. I was like, yeah, I like comic book movies, but like, I like indie movies too. I grew up watching a lot of movies. Nowadays, I just hate movies, to be honest with you. I'm kind of a sourpuss when it comes to movies because I know that a lot of hard work goes into them, but I feel like we like, I don't know. Like, I know hard work goes into the day-to-day stuff of making movies, but then you see the final product and you're like, and sometimes I'm like, I don't care if people worked hard on this. It's terrible. Um, there are sometimes I'm like that. And so, but I don't know. Lately, I notice I like less and less movies nowadays. So, but Chadwick has a lot of great movies he's in, so go check him out. This year has been one huge mess. I mean, that's putting it lightly, for sure. We've had, what, like over 100,000 people die of corona. Corona is now like or COVID is now it's like the third top killer in the United States after cancer and something else. That's crazy. It's insane. Hopefully 2021 is marginally better. Well, I mean, I don't know if you can go down from here, but at the same time, that depends. Month to month, I think a lot of people are facing evictions and poverty and hunger and all these things, like these problems that shouldn't be inflicting the US as badly as they are. And it's because we just have a bunch of idiots making decisions for us. And I don't care what side of the political spectrum you're on, chances are you support idiots. If you're a Republican, Democrat, middle, I don't care. Idiots, all of them, all idiots. They all think they know what's best for us, and that's just the most psychotic thing you can be, is thinking you know what's best for humanity. That's ego, and that's just psychotic, in my opinion. They're weird people. Politicians are weird people. There's a few normal ones, but they won't be normal for long. They'll be weird eventually. They'll get corrupted just like all others do. They get $100,000 a year on their $140,000 a year. That's their salary, but yet they're worth $50 million, and it's because they're scumbags and they make all these side deals with big corporations, and they don't care about us. They don't care about people who are struggling right now. You can look at any of them in the Senate. There's a couple of them that are going, please, Senate leaders, listen to us. People need help. People need money. The economy is struggling, this and that. And they're like, yeah, well, you're not meeting our demands, so we're not going to listen to you. And they're just children. They're all just giant, spoiled, rich, scumbag children. And I don't like a single one of them. Normally, I don't, glaze over a whole. I don't say like, oh, all this type of people are bad or all this type of people are good. I'm normally like in the middle. All politicians to me are awful people. And that's why one of the reasons I wanted to get off social media, because I was tired of seeing daily how awful they were and how people still support them. It's psychotic. It's psychotic. I think in a perfect world, for me, like, this would never happen. But if there was like, all right, we got to vote, and not one single vote was cast. Not one. Or at least in a more realistic way, everyone who's currently in the Senate, they all get voted out, and we just get all new people in. I would prefer that. Republican, Democrat, I don't care. Just all new blood. I hate everyone that's in the Senate right now. Um, so yeah, I'm getting tired of that. Yeah, he was amazing in 43. Wait, 43. Did I see that one? 43. Let me look that up. I don't know if I saw that one. Do 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 do. He's from near where I grew up in Anderson, South Carolina. That's where he's from. You mean 42? That's I was gonna say movie 43 is terrible. Yeah, 42, the Jackie Robinson story. Yeah. That's good. I'm like 40. I'm like I know I saw something, but 43 is like that terrible comedy movie. I'm like, was he in that? Because that movie sucked. 42. You're right. Yeah, Jackie Robinson. Yes. Um, I did not see Gods of Egypt. Oh no, I saw Gods of Egypt. That was terrible. But obviously he's good as Black Panther. Marshall, he's as Thurgood Marshall. He was good in that. 21 Bridges is something that came out recently. I haven't seen Defy Bloods yet, but I want to. He plays Stormin Norman in that one. And he has two movies, Ma Rainey's Black Bottom and Yasuki. I guess he completed Ma Rainey's Black Bottom, but Yasuki was in pre-production, so I don't know if that's still going to happen. But 43 years old, man. The guy was young. He's only a couple years older than me. Young dude, man. Yeah, 42. That's it. Yeah, it's a good movie. I usually like baseball movies. Everything from like A League of Their Own to Sandlot to 42 to The Babe. There's a lot of good baseball movies out there. It's funny. Baseball is one of those like American pastime things. It's so weird to think about the stuff I actually like, and I realize how like normal they are. Like I'm like, oh, baseball movies. I like watching baseball movies, Field of Dreams, stuff like that. I'm like, I like baseball movies. I'm like, I like baseball. Baseball is like a good American pastime. I like sometimes watching sports and stuff, basketball or football and stuff. Like I realize it's like, man, I'm way more normal than I thought I was. I guess living in LA, like I just don't have those conversations with a lot of people in LA, like just everyday stuff. We talk about creative things, and everyone out there is in an industry and they're trying to create things and bring things to life. And so you kind of typically talk a lot about that stuff, and you don't really have normal conversations. And now that I've been living here on this coast, I've noticed that usually people have normal conversations, except my friend Nathan. He's always talking about movies and what he would do differently in a movie, or what the studio should have done differently. And so he has that mindset. So it's fun hanging out with him because it reminds me of being in LA and having those conversations. But if I see neighbors and stuff, it's just like normal chit chat, and I'm like, wow, I never had normal chit chat with neighbors in LA, except for my friend Erica. But even she's an actress and a very creative person too. So typically when we talked about stuff, it would be interests that we have as far as that. But occasionally we would have conversations about people and how people are and what trying to be good people and things like that. And I like conversations like that. I've heard he filmed his voice lines for the animated movie What If, the show on Disney Plus. Not sure. Oh, he filmed his What If stuff on. I mean, the thing is, I don't want to talk about all that stuff. I think that's very disrespectful, in my personal opinion, where people are trying to figure out what he's done for Marvel before he passed away, and I'm just like, you know, that's to me that's not a topic. I think people were saying on Twitter that like there was already people going, oh, make Shuri the next Black Panther, that do that for like the comics did and everything, and it's like let's just mourn the guy's passing right now, like one step at a time. Those business people will have those meetings at some point, but they don't need to have those talks right now. Like they just need to, I don't know. It's not a it to me. I'm like they might even just recast the part. Who knows? But to me, I'm like have those conversations another day. It doesn't really matter to me. Like what I'm sure it matters to Disney because they're like, hey, this guy made us $1 billion with his last movie, and Ryan Coogler and all the people who worked with him and are mourning his loss too. Like, I get it, but to me, like I said, I feel like it's better to just kind of mourn and talk about the work he has done and the kind of person he was, and what he means to people currently, and we can talk about tomorrow, kind of thing. Did you see Bill and Ted 3 yet? I have not. I want to though. I now it's on VOD, so I'll probably rent it at some point because I do want to review it. Orion Pictures has been sending me a bunch of stuff for the movie because I was on the Comic-Con press list, and I meant to cover some of that info, but wow! But because of work, I just couldn't. So yeah, I didn't get a chance, but I haven't had a chance to watch it. I saw New Mutants, and I put my review of New Mutants up, so you can go check that out. But Bill and Ted, what I thought about doing is renting 1 and 2 and 3 and doing a movie marathon and doing one review of all 3 movies. So I might do that coming up. I just need an entire day off to do it. So we'll hopefully I'll get one again. I have today off. I might have Friday off all day, but we'll see. Because sometimes I'll get sent home early on a day because I'm not making enough money. That's my job is hourly. If I'm not making my goals hourly, they send you home. So even though I'm scheduled 9 to 6 on those days, if I make it to 6, that means I had at least a decent day. And I have been making it to 6 a lot lately, but some days I don't, especially during the weekdays. They're really slow during the weekdays. So I might get sent home early, and if I do, I can try to squeeze in a movie or two on those days, or edit a video or two on those days. Yeah, let me see. Oh, wait, let me check my downloads. I gotta make sure I get all these Arkham Origin videos downloaded before they disappear, so I can do a video review and then pop those up. I like Arkham Origins. I think the storyline in that game is really awesome, actually. Oh wait, no, I moved them to a different folder. I love the music in it too. Yo, bro, where did I put those videos? I moved them to a folder, but I don't. Oh, DC Fandom. I moved them to. Here we go. DC Fandom folder. All right, so 59. So a 1-hour video was the last one I downloaded. Here we go. All right, download and download. So yeah, I do have some DC content coming up. More DC content. There's a Batman comic that makes me cry. It's very personal. Actually, it's something I read when I was a kid, and it mattered a lot to me as a kid. And it's something, trust me, when I do my review of it, you'll understand. Like, if you've watched my channel for a long time and you've heard me do live streams and stuff, and I've talked about getting off the hamster wheel, that all of us are on repeat, and we're just on this vicious loop of behavior. And I always talk about getting off the hamster wheel. I got that term, not that exact term. That term I got from somewhere else. But there was I would call him my mentor, even though I didn't know him personally. But Archie Goodwin is, when I think about what kind of career I wish I had in comics, I wish I had half the career that Archie Goodwin had. I wish I had half the talent that Archie Goodwin had. He was a great writer, I thought, a great editor, great group editor, senior editor. Like, he had all these titles at DC and really brought out, I thought, the best in people and challenged writers and artists to be better. And I think because of that, a lot of the best DC books I read growing up were because in some way Archie, inspired people to push themselves. And then Archie wrote some things too. And one of the books he wrote was a Batman book called Batman Night Cries. And it's a book that deals with child abuse and sexual abuse on children. And it's a really intense book. And it's something, like I said, I've been through myself. And it's hard to read. Especially, there's one scene in it that is, like, I don't want to think too much about it right now, but it is very, I said in my show last night, I've yet to read a book, movie, anything that touches on this subject, that captures the horror of something like sexual abuse to a child in the way this scene does. It breaks me every time I read it. So I will talk about that book because it's a book that I just don't think a lot of people know exists. It's like a one-off Batman book, and it's like day one of Commissioner Gordon being commissioner. Like, it's now that he's not a sergeant anymore or whatever, he's now commissioner. So it's like his first kind of assignment as commissioner. And Batman is still in the first few years of him being Batman. It's really good. There's no villains, super villains in it. There's no Joker. There's no Mad Hatter or anything like that. That is an easy thing to put in a Batman comic, is to go, oh, how do we squeeze Mad Hatter into this, or Scarecrow or Poison Ivy or something? And there's none of that. It's just real monsters and real bad guys, and Batman up against them with Jim Gordon. It's really good. So if you haven't read it, go check it out, because I'll be doing a review discussion of that at some point coming up. And then I'm going to do 3 Jokers. So we have some DC stuff coming up, but definitely a Venom vlog. I was just starting to burn out a little bit on the comic book stuff, so I needed a little bit of a break. I'll be coming back soon with some comic stuff. We'll be talking about the current Donny Cates issues. We'll talk a little bit about issue 27. I'll probably wait till issue 28 comes out, and we'll do 27 and 28 together. Then we got to talk about Venom: The End. I also want to talk about Morbius 1 through 5, because I think that book might be canceled now, so I don't know if we're going to get any more. And that trade came out with those 5 issues, so we'll talk about those. And then we're going to get into the Flash Thompson stuff, and I have Circle of 4 coming up. Is going to be a big story. The return of Eddie Brock with that whole toxin story. That'll be coming up at some point. And then we have the Savage 6 coming up. So we're going to be diving full on back into Flash Thompson here very soon. Sounds great. I love when comics get emotional stuff right. Oh, man, this one it's tragic that it gets it right, because it's so heartbreaking to read. Oh, you read Jazz Carnage knows. Jazz Carnage, what's up? So you read Night Cries. It's really good. And the art is really haunting. They got an artist that does like a watercolor type painting style. It's very unique, and not a lot of people talk about it. Actually, if you go on YouTube, you'll probably find like 3 people who have reviewed it. It's not very well known and talked about. But if you like detective story Batman stuff, like the new Batman movie coming out is going to be, you should read it. Definitely. It's really good. Yeah, when I woke up earlier, I was hungry because I hadn't eaten all day. So I went to Chick-fil-A. This episode is not sponsored by Chick-fil-A, by the way. But I'm just like, I need a chicken sandwich, big time. And then while I was there, I was like, all right, I'll get a large drink too. I checked it out after hearing what you said. The watercolor art. Oh, so you just read it. Oh, wow. The saddest comic for me was The Kid Who Collects Spider-Man. Yeah, that's one of the greatest Spider-Man comics, I agree, of all time. The kid who's dying and he meets Spider-Man. And Spider-Man, as the last gift to the kid, he takes his mask off and reveals that he's Peter Parker. And it's a secret that the kid dies with. That's a really sad story. There's also a really good one that came out, Spectacular Spider-Man. God, I want to say it's issue 12, 13, or 14. It's written by Paul Jenkins. And it has painted artwork by Paulo Rivera, I think. And it's about a kid who has cerebral palsy. And he's stuck in a wheelchair. We might actually talk about it coming up. You know what? I'm going to save that a little bit. I'm going to save that story. We might review it coming up, because Morbius is in the story. So actually, I think that'd be a good Morbius episode to make. But it's really good. You should read it. It's about a kid with cerebral palsy, and he's stuck in a wheelchair, and he has to watch Spider-Man fight Morbius from his wheelchair. It's really sad. It's a really moving story. But we'll talk about it in an episode coming up, because it's really good. Watercolor comic art is always so ethereal and haunting. I agree. That's why some of the best, like I see people put watercolor art in comics that don't need it sometimes. I'm like, no. What are you doing? Like, unless it's a flashback and it's like a haunting flashback. But when you have a book like Night Cries, where it's like this, because there's all these like themes in the book. It's like snowing in Gotham, and snow and rain. Like they're usually in movies. Those are kind of veils or metaphors for the subconscious. Like it kind of puts you in a dream state almost sometimes, or it can, especially when it's colored and drawn in that format. So that's what I like about this Night Cry story, is that it kind of does feel like nightmare dreamish. You feel like you're on the verge of reality the whole time you're reading it, because obviously the unrealistic part of it is that there's a guy in a Batman suit, but literally Batman is the most unrealistic thing in that storyline, and Batman's pretty realistic. He's a guy with no powers. He just wears a combat suit to battle crime with, but everything else in that story is so grounded, so it kind of tiptoes this like limbo feeling when you're reading it, and yeah, it's like Arkham Asylum by Grant Morrison does that with that artwork. It captures that dream nightmare sense really well. Yeah, you should look it up. Oh, sorry, I got blurred. There we go. Sounds good, Siike. I'm gonna go have a great night. Siike, take care of yourself. Hey, you too, man. Take care, stupid unicycle. I love that name, by the way. Yeah, look up Night Cries. Read it. I think in like a week or two, maybe 2 weeks, I'll post a review of it. I'll do it before Batman Week, because Batman Week, when I do that, I'm just going to talk about the Batman. So on Monday through Friday, there's 5 seasons of the Batman cartoon. So Monday through Friday, I'll do my top 3 episodes from each season, because there's only 13 episodes each season. So I'll pick 3. I'll do a top 3 from each season. That'll be our videos Monday through Friday. And then Saturday, which is Batman Day, and Sunday will be my part 1 and part 2, my interviews with the people who worked on the show and helped kind of co-create some of the things on the show, which is Sam Liu and Brendan Vietti. So those will all go up for Batman Day on the week of Batman Day. When you think another Morbius trailer is coming? I don't know. Like, Nova, I think you know this about me. I think you always ask about trailers. You always mention trailers when you think trailers will come out. I don't put any thought into that stuff at all, actually, because I got so much other content I gotta catch up on and make. So usually when trailers drop, they surprise me, or I might get like a 1 day heads up, from someone. Someone might go, "Hey, tomorrow, trailer," or something like that. But that's it. Yeah. So I don't really I put it out of my head. So I don't know. I don't know when we'll get another Morbius trailer. I know I saw a Morbius trailer when I saw New Mutants in a theater, but it was pretty much the same trailer we saw before. So yeah, I don't know. Christian thinks December or January. Loved Arkham Asylum. Yeah, the comic book is great. The game is great too. I just finished Arkham Origins today. I played Arkham Origins again. That is my second favorite Arkham game. Some people are surprised to hear that, but I love the story of Arkham Origins. Like the gameplay, it has some glitches. There's some technical issues and stuff. But those are my only minuses of the game, or some of the glitches. The storyline is really good. It's fantastic, actually. I think it's actually better than the story of Arkham Asylum, because the Arkham Asylum, I liked the story up until Joker became a Bane Joker. And then the whole ending just felt silly to me. I was like, I understand why it's there. It's like we need a boss fight, and we need it to be Joker, but Joker's not a threat for Batman, so we need to do something with him. And it's like, okay, so they made him a Bane Joker. So I really didn't dig that too much. But Arkham Origins has Bane and Joker in it, and that's what it is. It's like you have to fight them independently and stuff. And I dig that. I actually really like the fight scene in the at the church in the chapel in Blackgate at the end of Arkham Origins. It's really good. New Mutants, was it good? Nah. You have to check out my review, but I mean, yeah, it's my review's up if you want to watch it. It's all right. It's like I gave it like a 2.5 or 3 out of 5. It's like a 50-50 movie. I see a lot of people trashing it. I didn't think it was that bad, because I thought the thing that made the movie work was the acting. So I think the actors did really well, and they try to elevate the material. The problem was the material wasn't that great. So you needed those actors to elevate it, but they only could do so much. So yeah. And I'm partially glad. Like I heard Josh Boone talk, and he said something like, "Oh, I plan this to be part 1 of a trilogy." And I'm like, well, then I'm glad it's not a trilogy, because I really don't want to reward people who can't tell one damn story. Because that's the thing, is when you watch this movie, it does feel like the first act of a movie. That's what it feels like when you watch it. You're kind of like, oh, this feels like a setup for another movie. And I'm like, well, I don't want to see a whole movie that's a first act, and then if his sequel was going to be a movie that just felt like a second act, and second acts are usually boring in movies sometimes. So I'm kind of glad he didn't get his trilogy. I know that sounds mean and stuff, but I don't like that. Make one movie, make it work, and if it does work, then make more movies, like Blade did. Blade, now granted, that trilogy didn't work out too well either, kind of, but still, it was a success, and then came the sequels. Venom, of course, Sony wanted to make, a shared universe, and they talked about it heavily, and they said they were gonna, but it wasn't until Venom was a major hit that they were like, all right, let's fast track Morbius and let's start our shared universe. So they at least waited to see if Venom made them money, and it made them a ton of money. So because of that hit, they were able to go forward with the plans that they had been boasting they were going to do, but didn't really have any weight behind their boasts. And then they earned that boast. And now that's why I kind of support some of what Sony's doing, is they kind of earned it between Venom and Into the Spider-Verse. I feel like they've earned their shot to try to do a shared universe. but everybody else tries to put the cart, or the cart in front of the horse. And I'm like, slow down, slow down. There's a process here. I'm not even much of a fan of Batman. I love Arkham games I played. Yeah, they're great. The Arkham games are a lot of fun. Venom, Truth, and Journalism is my favorite fan film. Yeah, that's a good one. We covered that on the show. I keep trying to get the director of that to do interviews, but now that I'm not on social media anymore, I don't know how to contact them really. So, I mean, my accounts are still up. I haven't fully deleted them yet. Someone was asking me, like, are you going to delete them? And I said, not anytime soon. I mean, I'll get to it eventually, but like the Instagram account, I'm going to leave up. That's not that I'm not going to delete. But the Twitter one, I kind of want to delete. I just haven't done it yet. But I don't go to it. The apps are off my phone, so I can't like just go check Twitter anymore. The reason I was getting off that stuff too is not just because of politics and all the crap there, but it's also just the addiction of it, like going to it every day, 20 times a day, 30 times a day. I just don't want to be, I don't want to be, I didn't want to be brainwashed anymore, basically. But yet here I am on YouTube almost every day. But that's different because I feel like I'm actually creating something. On Twitter and stuff, I just would retweet other people's stuff and then whine about things. Like, and that's, I'm like, yeah, that's no way to live. I mean, I did like retweeting other people's stuff and supporting them. So that's the downside, is like I'm off social media. I can't support my friends who work hard on their great content. So I try to do it here. Like if you look on my community board, I'm trying to do that more, where I share someone's video on a community post. So I'm going to try to do that more and more. I did it once recently for Scream of Carnage for their channel. They put up a really fun video, and I'm going to try to do that more and more. So that'll be my new avenue. Thank you for the 7 thumbs up, everyone, by the way. I remember the early days of the Venom vlog. Been sub since the day the Venom teaser came out. Hey, thanks. I appreciate that. Yeah, that teaser came out. Well, we were like, wow. I want to say we were like over 100 episodes by the time the teaser finally came out. Yeah, that was a long time ago. It's weird. It's not really that long ago. But we're approaching 3-year anniversary of Venom vlog. And to think that like if I get to episode 600 by November, then we'll have done 600 episodes in 3 years. That's 200 episodes a year if you average it out. That's crazy. That's a lot of, and that's just the Venom vlog stuff. That's not counting, Twitch streams and video game streams on my gaming channel and some of the other videos I make sometimes, like the DC stuff and Transformer stuff. So that's a lot of content. Like and I know there are people that do videos every day, but most of them are reaction channels. And I'll be honest with you, I watch a couple reaction things. Like I don't devote to just reaction channels. But I do like if someone's like, I'll sometimes search like, first time hearing Queen, or first time hearing the Beatles, or first time hearing NWA. And I'll look for people who are like, I listened to rock my whole life, and this is the first time I'm hearing NWA or whatever. And you're like, whoa, cool. And then you'll see someone who's like, I've been listening to rap my whole life. This is my first time listening to Tool. I'm like, awesome. So I like seeing those kind of reactions where people are broadening their musical palettes and stuff. But people who just do reaction channels, though, I don't really have a lot of respect for. It's certainly the easiest way to get subs and everything, so more power to them, for succeeding in that regard. But it's just that content is so disposable in a lot of ways. So yeah, occasionally I'll look it up and look for people reacting to songs for the first time, but I rarely will sub to somebody who just does reactions. And I I don't know. There's reactions are just so easy to do. So I just don't like, and not that I do difficult stuff. I mean, I read a comic and then I talk to you about it. That's easy too. So I'm not trying to put myself on some pedestal. But it's usually reaction people who react and then discuss things afterwards and give their insight. That I do like. So if you're just like, here's a 3-minute video of me reacting, and you just the video starts with you reacting and it ends with the end of the reaction, and you just get like 2 sentences afterwards. Those are the people I'm like, you're not even trying anymore. So yeah, I'm not a big fan of that. I remember that day, February 8th, 2018. Yeah, so at that point we might not have been 100 episodes in though at that point, but we were into the show, because I think we started the show in 2017, November 2017 is when we started it, because I reacted to Tom Hardy training for the role of Venom. So they made a video of like in black and white of him punching a punching bag and getting back into shape and all that stuff, and and preparing for the role. And that was my first Venom vlog episode. And I at the time I remember recording that and going, no one's gonna give a crap about this. Like, does anyone care that a Venom movie's coming out besides me? Like, what's gonna happen with this? And then I think it took me like almost like 3 weeks before I made my second episode. And then after that, it was like once we hit that second or third episode, I was like, well, you know what? Let's review. We found out they did Brazil Comic Con that year, and so they showed a little bit of footage. So that was like around episode 5 or something like that. And I'm like, oh wow, this train is really rolling. And then I started seeing comments because I would make videos for a long time, on here on YouTube, and sometimes I wouldn't even get comments or even likes or dislikes. They would just be like, oh, you have 20 views and no reactions. And I'm like, man, people must just hate me or hate the content I'm making. So it was nice, and not all the time. I mean, I made some toy reviews where people shared their opinion and stuff, but it was just not as often. I saw that there was interest in Venom, and I was like, well, you know what? I do love this character. Let's stick with it. So I never thought when I reacted to that first video that I would be here 560 episodes later, talking about Venom still. Like, and I didn't know it was going to become a franchise of its own, and it's just, it's great. It's great how things work out. I'm really happy it did work out that way. It's been that long. I know 3 years since the show started, and like you said, 2.5 years since that teaser. 3,000 before the year ends. Uh, 3,000 what episodes? I don't know about that. I think. Oh, you mean subscribers? That would be great. I mean, we could try for that. I noticed that's one thing I do like about reaction channels that I need to get better at is at the end of my videos, I go like, share, subscribe, all that fun stuff. They do it at the beginning of their videos. And I think I've done that a few times in the past, but I've kind of got away from that. I don't know why. But I do like that. They're like, hey, we have a goal, 3,000 by the end of the year, 10,000 by the end of the year. That's a good thing, actually, to try to get that in people's heads. So, but those people usually have more energy. Some days I have energy, some days I don't because of health and stuff. So it's hard to be consistent like they are, and have that energy all the time, especially when I got to use so much energy at work and stuff. So, but it's not a bad idea, actually. You just made me think of that. So yeah, maybe we could do that. We could starting in September. Maybe I'll say that in my videos, like, hey, if you like this video, we're trying to get to 3K by the end of the year, help us out or whatever, share it with a friend, try to do that at the beginning of the episodes. And yeah, maybe we can do that and hit 3K. That'd be awesome. We're at 2,500 now, so that'd be really good to hit 3K. And then maybe next year's goal, we can try to hit 5K by the end of 2021. Christian says, I found you when you were on like the episode 40-ish. I think it's been a while. Yeah, so that was probably early 2018 was 40-ish episodes in. Because I remember in December of that year of 2017, I think when we started December, we were only on episode like 4 or 5. But by the end of December, because I had time off work and stuff too, by the end of December, I remember us being up there. Like we were, I think we were at like 30 episodes. So we had done a ton in December of that month. And I remember we just jumped up big time. I never forget the time I told my friend Joe Slepsky, I was like in California, I was like, he's like, hey, so tell me more about your YouTube show. Like, you've been doing it for a little while. And I said, yeah, it's been about a year now. And I was like, I'm about like 200 episodes into it. And he goes, 200 episodes? I go, yeah. And he goes, about Venom? And I go, yeah. And he's like, what the hell is there to talk about with Venom for 200 episodes? I go, what are you talking about? And I'm like, I barely scratched the surface at 200 episodes. So it's kind of fun. It was fun to see that reaction from him. You were wrong because Venom vlog grown fast. We were small but so big at the same time. Missed when the movie was coming out. I mean, because when I had Venom vlog, when I started it, I think I was at like 700 subscribers. So what I mean by slow is like the years leading up to Venom vlog. Like it took me. I think I was making YouTube stuff for like 3 or 4 years, and I got to about 700 subscribers, which is still a ton. Don't get me wrong, it's still a ton. But I'll be honest with you, my channel didn't have an identity. Like I was trying to figure out what kind of content to make. So I just made a variety show called Siike and Destroy, where every episode was something different. And the problem with doing that is it's hard to hook in a core audience when you do a variety, because then you're like, someone's like, oh, you talked about Transformers in this episode, but then you don't talk about Transformers again for 20 episodes. So I'll come back in 20 episodes. So that's the problem with trying to build a community when you don't have a focus. Venom vlog, you're right, it did grow exponentially because we had a focus. So yeah, we started the show, we were around 700 subscribers, and now we're almost 2,000 people beyond that in 2.5 years. So you're right, that's great. It's like 1,000 new subscribers a year pretty much. So that's been fantastic. It's been awesome. So yeah, no, I'm very grateful for that. And I do, when the movie was coming out. It's a bummer that we don't have a movie, the second movie coming out in October of this year, because obviously I feel like that hype would be here again, and we probably would be at 3K right now. But since the movie news is low right now and everything, that's fine, because now I can at least focus on the Flash Thompson stuff and wrap up the Flash Thompson stuff. So that way next season, when they start promoting the movie again, we can be talking about the Mike Costa Venom run. We'll be talking about the Jerry Conway Carnage run. And those are obviously the two main characters of the next movie. So timing wise, that kind of helps us a little bit too. So yeah, it'll be fun. We're gonna have a lot of good times on the show coming up. But right now, we'll still have good times. They'll just be a little bit slower. We'll take it easy right now, because trust me, there is going to be a time where I'll be struggling. I'll be at work and I'll be getting messages from you guys going, "Oh my God, knew this dropped, the trailer dropped, this," and I'm going to be like, "Crap, I'm stuck at work. I can't react to this. I got to get home." So trust me, those days will be coming where I'm like, trying to keep up with the amount of movie news that's coming out. But that's why I still peruse IMDb sometimes. You saw I made a couple videos where I talked about some cast members that are going to be, or actors that are going to be in Venom 2 that no one else has talked about. Even still now, no one's talked about. They're out there doing their clickbaity things and their fake news. And then we have actual information and news, not 100% reliable, but pretty good authority to, believe some of it. And yet no other outlets are picking it up. And I'm like, yeah, well, so there is kind of news out there we can find sometimes, but just not a lot of major news right now. Mario or Sonic? Sonic, if you would have said Luigi or Sonic, I probably would have said Luigi. Mario, the universe of Mario, I kind of like a little bit, but I'm a Luigi fan. I love Luigi, and I love Toad, the little mushroom guy from Mario 2. But my knowledge of Mario is not it's not a lot of knowledge. Same with Sonic. I don't really know the world of Sonic too much, but I do know I like that movie. It was fun. I think they should make a Mario movie like that Sonic movie, where it's like animated like that. I think that'd be cool. Not live action and animation, just animated. Just make an animated CGI Mario movie. I think that would be good. I can't wait to see your reactions to the trailers. You get so hype, it makes me happy. Well, I can't wait either. I mean, I'll be honest with you. I trust me, Novo. The day that we find out we're getting a Venom teaser trailer for Venom Let There Be Carnage, you're right. I will be so freaking happy. Like I feel like a part of me is trying to start to conserve energy for that now, because I feel like I'm just gonna be elated. I'm gonna be jumping through the roof. Venom or Ghost Rider? You son of a, you son of a. Venom, I guess, because the only Ghost Rider I like is Danny Ketch. I mean, I do like Alejandra and Robbie Reyes a little bit too. I'm not a big Johnny Blaze fan as Ghost Rider. I like him when he's a human, and he assisted Dan Ketch, his brother. But I'm so specific on what I like about Ghost Rider, whereas Venom, I like a lot about Venom. Like I like different hosts that have been Venom. Like I don't hate Matt Gargan Venom. I don't hate Peter Parker when he was Venom or had the costume. Lee Price I didn't really like too much, but that was very short. So for me, but Flash Thompson I love as Venom. So to me, I'm like, I don't know. I think I would probably be Venom, because I think I like more about Venom in his world than I do Ghost Rider in his world. So yeah. Oh, there is a Mario movie? What? 2022? Good. That's great. That's really good, actually. Breaking news, they changed the title to Venom. There will eventually be Carnage. What's up, Eddie's Mullet? That's a good title. Thanks for the 8 thumbs up, everybody. That's a good title. There will eventually be Carnage. That's pretty good. Yeah, eventually. There will be Carnage next June. Funny how Super Paper Mario had Luigi as either the key to saving existence or the tool of existential destruction. He's important, bro. Actually, why I like Luigi is because when I was a kid, there was a Mario movie, which was not very good. But my favorite part about it was that John Leguizamo was Luigi, and I was a big John Leguizamo fan. I love Bob Hoskins. I think he was a great choice for Mario. But it was funny because he looks the way he does, they didn't want to give Peach, like they didn't want to make her and him the couple that fall in love. I guess maybe some studio execs didn't think that was going to be believable. So the girl, Samantha Mathis, I think is who she is. she like is kind of more Luigi's love interest in the movie, and I thought that was funny. I was like, dang, Mario in his own movie can't even get the girl. um, but yeah, I don't know. I always thought that was funny. I really wanted to be Venom, Carnage Unleashed, or Carnage Born. Yeah, Carnage Born would have been cool because then that would infer that maybe he won't die in the movie and that we'll get more of him later. But let there be carnage. It's fine. Like I said, there's like a biblical undertone to it, and I'm kind of curious if they did that intentionally because they're gonna set up some movie version of Null, which I hope they don't. But you never know. You never know. I remember that movie, so stupid and fun. Yeah, that Mario movie. That was also my favorite thing about that movie was I found out that it was common sense, but like the games were called, the first game was called the Mario Brothers, right? And I never thought that meant that their last name was Mario. So in the movie they go, he's like, I'm Mario, and he goes, yeah, what's your last name? He's like, Mario, and he goes, what? And he goes, you're Mario, and he's like, yes, and he goes, and I'm Luigi Mario. We're the Mario Brothers, and I'm like, that's fantastic. It's so dumb. It's like a Dumb and Dumber joke. But it was funny. I thought it was awesome. I have that movie on disc. Oh my god. Yeah, it's terrible, but it's watch it once. It's like that Double Dragon movie from the 90s. That's a terrible one too, but watch it once. Those would have been infinitely better names for Venom 2, Jazz Carn says. The Blade Runner people made the Mario movie. That blew my mind. Wait, what? What do you mean the Blade Runner people? The original Blade Runner? What, writers and directors made Mario? That's insane to me. That is definitely insane to me. All right, let me download a couple more Arkham episodes. Echo, what's the deal, bub? Hi. Want to come say hi? All right, go get your water. Go get your food. Yes, the people that did the set, let me look it up. Oh, like the designs? Really? I will say the movie has an interesting look, if I can say that. It's not a Mario look, but they do go through, I think, a pipe and end up in another dimension. And that dimension, though, just looks like, a city. Hey. Hey. Come here. Hey, come here. Fine, go away. I don't love you either, Echo. Playing hard to get. Thanks for the 9 thumbs up, everyone. Appreciate it. Yeah, okay. So the people who did the set design and stuff. Interesting. But yeah, when they go to like the Koopa's world or whatever, it's like it just looks like an underground grungy city or whatever, and you're just like, okay, it looks like industrial. And they try to put pipes and like fleshy things hanging down, and I'm just like, this is terrible. Should have just made a cartoon movie. Yeah. I don't know why they wouldn't do that. Cartoon movie would have made way more sense to me. Hi, Echo. What? You like Mario or Luigi? Which one? You said Waluigi. Figures, Echo, you're evil. All right, let me see which one's downloaded. 125 and 149. Geez, there's some long playthroughs. 149. Okay. So I think I got those two. Okay. I just want to make sure I download all these episodes before they get deleted. After, like on Twitch, if you stream, they give you like 2 weeks to download the episodes and then they're gone for good. So I just want to make sure I download them so I just have all the footage. I don't know what I'm going to do with it yet. I'm sure I'm not going to include a ton of footage in my video game review of it. Probably just a few clips here and there. But I just figured, like, I don't know, maybe I'll just upload the playthrough on YouTube as well because I just like the game. Like, I love the story of Arkham Origins. It's so fun. The Goombas look utterly terrifying. They do, don't they, with those freaky heads? Yeah, they looked really weird, didn't they, Christian? Yeah, they were creepy looking. Very creepy looking. There are some comic books coming out here in a little bit. Like in an hour, DC will be uploading new comics to Comixology. So like I said, for those of you who missed it earlier, I will be doing a Batman week in September. So we'll be covering that on the Beyond the Source Wall show. There will be 7 episodes that week, 1 episode a week. I'm going to start recording some of them next week so I can just get a head start on them. So the week of September 19th, that's a Saturday. So Monday through Friday, I'll be uploading my top 3 episodes from the cartoon The Batman. So Monday through Friday, you'll get my top 3 from each season, seasons 1 through 5. And then Saturday and Sunday will be my 2-part interviews with Sam Liu and Brendan Vietti that I recorded almost a year ago in LA. And I put them up briefly, I think, on my Patreon, and then took them down. And then I was like, all right, I'll just save them and I'll put them up on YouTube at some point. And I was kind of saving them for Batman, like Batman Day. Like they have it every year. And I was like, I can save it, redo the footage, retweak it a little bit, make it a little bit better, and share it as a YouTube video. So I was planning to I kept it around. It's on my computer still, and I got to make some minor tweaks in it, and we'll get those up in September. So that'll be fun. And then, like I said, we'll be getting into on Friday. I'll be recording more Venom vlogs where I'm reviewing or discussing the Flash Thompson Venom stuff. So we'll talk about a couple issues post Spider Island. We'll talk about Circle of 4, and I'll probably do my Savage 6. I'll probably just bang them all out on Friday and record them, and then post them, next week, like one Monday, one Wednesday, and one Friday. So that way we can just get through all the last of the Rick Remender, Flash Thompson, Venom stuff. So yeah. And then I was going to talk about the Ultimate Spider-Man cartoon because Flash Thompson's in it with Venom and stuff. We may do that, but I'm thinking of a different. I'm thinking about doing some live comic book discussions. So like when Bendis wrote Guardians of the Galaxy and he had Agent Venom as part of them, and then Space Knight. I was thinking about doing like a live episode where we just talk about those books live instead of me pre-recording the discussion. You guys let me know if you're into that idea. I mean, it's we could have a live discussion on those. I have a feeling it's Bendis. I'm going to hate the hell out of that Guardians of the Galaxy run, and I kind of don't want to break it up over like 4 or 5 videos. I just want to talk about it all at once and get it over with. So I figure maybe we can just do a live episode where we can bash it together or talk about it together, or some of you can tell me things you like about it. So you let me know about that. Maybe we'll also do that for the Daniel Way and Charles Soule Thunderbolts run where Agent Venom's in them. And then Secret Avengers. Actually, that I might actually make videos for because I think Remender wrote those. So I'll probably make those into actual videos. But the other ones we might do live. And then maybe we'll do a live discussion of the Ultimate Spider-Man cartoon once I catch up on it. Maybe we can just knock all that out in one video too. And it's not me just trying to like rush through these things per se. But it's just like there's some things I just don't want to spend a lot of time and energy on. I just want to give you my thoughts on them and then hear your thoughts back. So I think those 3 topics can be something we can do in one long video. Maybe it's an hour, maybe hour and a half, maybe even 2 hours. We do a live stream and we talk about those 3 things. And those will be, those will be Venom vlog episodes, but they'll just be live ones. So I'll plan it out. We'll figure it out, and I'll ask your opinion about it closer to then. Whoa. David L. Snyder was the production designer on Blade Runner and Mario. Wow, that's surprising. Look at both sets side by side, and they look like they're from the same city. That's funny. I wonder, too, they were like, hey, let's get the guy who did Blade Runner, and it'll make our Mario movie look awesome. And it really didn't. Gaming Historian did really good behind the scenes about the Mario movie. I have to check that out. That's pretty cool. I also have more Resident Evil content coming up. I'm going to be doing more. We might even do them live. Actually, if you guys want, we can do live. Like you won't see the movie when I'm watching it, but I did a audio commentary track for Resident Evil 1, the movie, and I thought about for the other ones watching them live with you guys. So like I would play it, I'd have my headphones on, I'll watch it in the living room, and I'll just talk during the movie. And then you guys can watch along. You won't be able to hear the movie, but that's just because of copyright reasons, stuff like that. I don't know. I thought about doing that. You let me know if you're into that. If not, I can pre-record it like I did the other one. But I thought about doing commentary tracks for all the Resident Evil movies because in October, I've been wanting to review all the Friday the 13th movies and all the Predator movies. So if we don't get any major Venom news, I might take some of October off and just focus on movie reviews for Friday 13th and Predator, and review all of those movies, even Alien vs. Predator 1 and 2. So you guys also let me know what you think about that. We might just take, because October was the month Venom was going to come out in, so maybe we'll get some movie news around October. That'd be great. But on the off chance we don't, I thought maybe taking 2 weeks off leading up to Halloween and just do movie reviews and just take a break from Venom. But we'll cross that bridge when we get close to October. I'll mention it again, and you guys tell me what you think. You like the first Ari movie and love that soundtrack? I love the soundtrack. I do not like the first Ari movie. I don't like any of the Ari movies. I mean, Afterlife, I have a guilty pleasure interest in because they actually recreate a couple scenes from the game, although they do it terribly, but they still recreate a couple things. It also is the first movie or the second movie where we see Wesker, because he's in the third movie, played by a guy who Jason Amara, who did the voice of Batman and some of the DC animated stuff. But the kid they got, Sean something, they got to play Wesker in the fourth movie. I kind of liked his look. I was like, yeah, he's got a good look for Wesker, even though he's a little too young to be Wesker. He's like probably 20 years too young, but he still had a good look. So I was like, all right, he's fine as Wesker. But also, it was the movie that had Chris Redfield in it. So I have a guilty pleasure for that movie, but it's a terrible movie. I know it's a terrible movie. But I don't really like any of the Resident Evil movies. I think when the first one came out, I tolerated it. Like, I was like, okay, it's not the worst pile of crap in the world, but there was a lot of like just dumb things in it that I was just kind of like, ugh, whatever. But the second movie onward definitely does not make me. It definitely looks good in comparison to those movies. That's for sure. That's for darn sure. But yeah, I'm not a big fan of those movies. Review the Spawn movie. Oh, well, you know what? You're going to get that definitely, because since Ghost Rider was canceled, I've already recorded my last like 3 or 4 episodes for Highway to Hell. So Highway to Hell, now I've decided to make a series where we have 25 episode seasons. So season 1 of Highway to Hell is about to end. I'll try to end it by September, October, where we finish all the Ghost Rider stuff. Season 2 of Highway to Hell will be about Spawn. So I will do 25 episodes about Spawn. We'll talk about the cartoon series in one of the episodes, or maybe I'll do seasons 1, 2, and 3 as 3 separate episodes. We'll definitely review the movie, and I'll just pick some random comics from different eras of Spawn and talk about them for the other 20 episodes. So yes, I will be doing a Spawn show starting in late September, early October. It'll basically be Highway to Hell season 2. I don't know what I'm going to do for Highway to Hell season 3 yet. Maybe when the Damien Hellstrom cartoon comes out, maybe we'll do a Hellstrom thing. I want Highway to Hell to be characters focused on characters that are tied to hell. So yeah, so we'll get it at some point. I might even do Crimson, even though that's more vampires, but heaven and hell play a part in it, and there's 24 issues of that. So I could pretty much do I could do one episode or one issue review per episode, and we can cover Crimson. That's one of my favorite comic books from the late 90s, so we might do that one too. I wasn't a huge fan that RE Games just knew enough to know what's going on, though it was cool the game's built off it. Yeah, no, the movie sucks. It's like, I love the games, although you'll see, actually, if you want to know more about Resident Evil, you'll see very, very soon. If you want to learn a little bit more about them, because obviously I do the Nemesis show now. I went back and renumbered my episodes, so I have like 13 episodes of Nemesis that are up now. I'll be reviewing the TV show when it comes out. I'm sure I'm not going to like it because I've read the plot and it sounds terrible, but I'll give it a chance. The video games, today actually I recorded reviews for Resident Evil 1, 2, and 3 remake. All 3 remakes of Resident Evil 1, 2, and 3, the video games. So I talk about the story, the plot, the characters, and all that stuff, my pros and cons of each game. I recorded all those today. And I got all the footage already saved on my computer of my gameplay footage of me playing through those games. So you will see those reviews coming up in September. I'm going to do God of War first. That's my first review. That'll probably go up maybe next week. But then the Resident Evil reviews, you'll probably get one a week starting in September for the first 3 weeks of September. So I'm excited. So you'll learn more about Resident Evil soon, through the remakes, at least, the video game remakes. But the movies, though, yeah. So I think it's going to be fun recording the audio commentaries for the 2nd through the 6th movie. Because if you watch or listen to my commentary for the first movie, I'm fair to it. Like I point out things I do like. So I would say the movie gets like a 5 out of 10 for me. And then like the second movie gets like a 3 out of 10. And like the third movie gets like a 4 out of 10. It goes up a little bit in the third movie. And then the fourth movie gets maybe a 4 out of 10. It's not quite on the level of the first movie. And then 5 gets like a 2 out of 10. And 6 gets a 1 out of 10. I hate those later movies. They are so terrible. Yeah, so we'll get into all that. But yeah, it'll be fun to record the reviews for things that I just despise, because I think I'll have a lot of fun talking about them. But anyway, so it's getting late. It's about an hour and 15 minutes in. I only wanted to do an hour episode, so I stayed a little bit longer. And like I said, I just wanted to get some kind of video up today because I just didn't have time to edit, or I didn't want to make time to edit anything. So I apologize for being lazy. I'm just tired. I don't feel well today. I've been sleeping virtually all day. I woke up early this morning, recorded my video game reviews, realized I wasn't feeling too well, went back to bed, woke up in the afternoon, played Arkham Origins for like 2 hours on Twitch without the chat on because I just didn't have the energy. And I was like, I'm just going to play it, beat the game, and then go back to bed. And that's what I did. And then I woke up like around 9. I went out, got some food, and then came home, walked Echo. And then I was laying in bed again, and I was going to play a mobile game. And then I said, you know what? Do another live episode just so there's something up tonight, and then it'll render, and this will go up like midday tomorrow, like yesterday's episode did. So that way, it's just keeping content on the channel while I rest basically. The live action Hellstrom show. Yeah, that's right. So yeah, I thought it was animated, but yeah. So when that comes out, maybe we'll cover Hellstrom because I have some of those old '90s comics of Hellstrom too somewhere. So maybe we'll talk about Hellstrom for season 3, but I want to talk about Spawn first. So Spawn will be season 2 of Highway to Hell. And then maybe I'll do a Highway to Hell for Supernatural at some point where I'll just review each season, talk about each season after it's all said and done. So maybe we'll do that too. But thank you guys. Have a good night to you, Sandra and Christian and Eddie and Nova and everyone that was here tonight. I really appreciate all of you popping in. It means a lot to me. So thank you guys for hanging out with me a second night in a row. Thanks for the 10 thumbs up. I appreciate that very much. And then, yes, I will start mentioning at the beginning of my videos starting next week when Venom Vlog comes back with Flash Thompson. I'll start mentioning that we are trying to get to 3K subscribers by the end of the year to try to motivate more people to subscribe and stuff. Because I noticed even Swordsman said that my videos aren't even showing. He wasn't notified about any of my videos recently. So I don't know what's going on with that. Obviously, YouTube's going through a lot of things, and I don't know why the notification button's not working. So I don't know. Do your best. Check in on me. I still try to upload a couple videos a week. So check in with me from time to time. I do post on the community boards from time to time and update you on when videos are going up and what videos are going up and stuff. So I'll continue to try to do that and stay, keep you guys updated as I, balance my, failing health life and my crazy work life and then my YouTube life. So I'll do my best. Thank you all so much. Thank you, Jazz Carnage, very much. I appreciate you. And you guys have a good night. Eddie's Mullet, thanks. Hope you're doing well overseas and keep doing what you do. Thank you for your service, sir. We really appreciate it. Thank you all so much. See you in the future. Peace.